Welcome to Boomhauer 69's channel, and today Boomhauer is going to do a talk video about how I would use this little small little aluminum tin with a plastic little lid on it, how I would use this in a survival situation and stuff. First of all, this is a little aluminum tin here. It comes with this little plastic little lid. It's actually, what came in this is I bought a little small cake, and this was just something, that they put some food in. They put a little cake in it, came with a lid, and as you can tell, I ripped the labeling off, but originally it was a little tin that had a little cake in it. I happened to saw it, and I didn't really think about the cake too much, even though I am a big boy, and cake is a no-no for me since I'm a big guy, but probably shouldn't be eating cake, but I do anyways. But I happened to notice a little tin, and I thought, hey, that'd be a nice little tin for a survival talk video and what I would do with it. So I ended up eating the cake myself. It went here, but anyways, that's what this video is going to be about today. Is about how I would use this in a survival situation, like in like a survival wilderness situation. Out in the middle of the woods and was lost and stuff, what I would do. First of all, what I thought was this would be great for a little container to boiling water, and when I started to think about the video, that's when I also thought this would be a great container to make a mini survival kit out of. You could also, being that this is pretty shiny, you could also use this as a signaling device to try to signal aircraft or something if you're lost out in the wilderness. But the first thing that came to my mind was something to boil water. Say you're out in the woods and you carry in your pocket some tools to build a fire. Maybe you got your little Victorinox, little knife or a Leatherman or something, some sort of multi-tool folding knife, because they make ones with, that fit right on your belt and stuff, and holders like the Leathermans. They usually come with a little sheath to, that attaches to your belt, and you can carry your Leatherman with that. And you got a little saw on there or something, and you got a big lighter or matches or ferrocerium rod or whatever to start a fire and stuff. And you gather up you some sticks and cut them up, and you need something to, and you had this, and this is the only thing you could easily boil water in this. Always remember, when you're out in the wilderness, know your surrounding, know how to tell if the water is safe to purify to drink and stuff. Like, for example, me, I live near a river called the Grand River, and if I went to that river and tried to put the water in here and to boil up to drink it, I would still get sick. So I would not use that water, because that water is too polluted, too contaminated. Usually what you want to do is you want to find a nice little stream, a little creek, or maybe if you're lucky, a little what they call artesian well, where the water's flowing out from underground and stuff. So you want to usually find your nice little creek with some pretty crystal clear water in it, where the water's pretty clear, where you can see the bottom of it. Like we have a little creek in our town called Lake Creek, and that's a little creek that flows into the Grand River, where if I was near that creek in the woods, way back in the woods and stuff, if I was near that creek and I needed to boil up some water to safe drink, that water would be safe enough to do so, where I could put it in this little container, fill this little container up and boil some water. What I would do in a situation is I would take I would make sure to have a bandana with me or some sort of little cloth to put over top of this. I would use this lid, this little plastic lid, to scoop up water, and I would use the bandana as a way to try to filter out any like sand or dirt or anything, little bugs or whatever that would try to get into the water, and use that to kind of filter the water. And then once I got enough water in here, I would put it on the fire, boil it for 1 whole minute, because that's what you do. You make sure you know your elevations, as they call it. You can find out on the internet how to boil up water, but what you want to do is you would use this, fill it up with water, Bring it up to a rapid boil it for 1 whole minute. That's where once it starts rapid boiling, then you wait 1 minute, and then you would be safe to drink with this. Normally, what I would do is just to be extra safe, I'd maybe let it boil for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. That for just to be on the extra safe side, in case I was trying to count, like to 100 or 300, I'd maybe count to 500 and then call it good and stuff. But if I had a watch on me or my tablet and had a way to time something, a timer of some sort, then I would set the timer for 3 minutes, bring it to a rapid boil, set the timer for about 3 minutes, and let it boil up. And then once it was done boiling, depending on the type of season I was in, summertime, springtime, I would set this off to the side, let the water cool down, and then drink it. And then if it was in the cold weather and I needed to stay warm, I would let it cool down a little bit until it was warm enough where I could safely drink it to keep my stomach warm and stuff. One thing I would probably do is bring some little instant coffee packs in the wintertime, to some little instant coffee, or even in the wintertime or summertime, or should have a few of those little instant powder packs and stuff to give the water a little extra flavor and stuff. But in the wintertime, I'd probably get some of that. Some call it Nef Cafe or Nef Crap Cafe, that instant coffee in the wintertime to keep me warm and stuff. But that's what I would do with this little tin. That's what the first thing I thought of was boiling water. One thing you could easily do with this is, let's say you boiled up some water and you're making some food and you need a little container to pour you some food in. Say you got a big old pot of stew on your campfire or something, and you need to and you're kind of sharing food with other people. Say you got a group with you and stuff, a group of people with you, and you're rationing your food out. This would be perfect for just one person to use as a little eating tray to eat out of, or to even simply cook food in. What I would do in a survival emergency situation, say I was lost out in the wilderness somewhere and I was trying to find my way back, maybe find a road or something. I got lost out in the wilderness, find a road, and I had another container that I, say a plastic water bottle, and I needed to refill up needed more water to safely drink. I would boil up some water in here, pour it in that little water bottle when it was cooled down and stuff, refill that up for drinking water. And then if I had a little food, like maybe like a can of chicken noodle soup, or maybe some ramens or something, or even Mountain House freeze-dried food. I done videos about Mountain House as well. Here's what the thumbnail looks like on the recent Mountain House I did, and I'll put links in the description for some of the Mountain House videos I did. But anyways, I would, with food-wise, like maybe ramen noodles, or maybe a can of SpaghettiOs, or a Campbell's chicken noodle soup, or whatever. What I would do is, being that this container is so small, and I knew I was in an emergency situation, I couldn't, I was truly lost, and stuff, and I needed to ration out my food and my water and stuff. What I would do is, I would maybe try to put maybe just a little bit under half. Maybe if I had like a can of soup or something, pour a little bit in here, cook it up, eat some of it, wait another 24 hours until my stomach really got hungry, where I said, hey man, I'm hungry, and all I can think about is food. Then I would pour some more food in there and cook it up, and then eat some of it and carry on and stuff. Obviously, in a survival situation, you can go a really long time without eating anything, but you need to stay hydrated. So my number one thing would be with this is boiling water to keep myself hydrated, to keep myself moving until I found a road or maybe a house or something, and where I could active house or something where I could go knock on the door and say, hey, I was lost out in the wilderness, whatever the case may be. And then, before I made this video, because I was thinking about what I was going to say in this video, I also thought this would also be great for making a mini survival kit. as well. This would be perfect, you know, maybe throw you some matches, because this did come with lid, you know, throw you some matches in there, or a big lighter, a ferrocerium rod, maybe a small compass and stuff, maybe cover, some cordage, and a small like knife. Maybe if you didn't have a belt on you or no way to really, or pockets on you, you could throw a little knife in there, you know, a little fold up. What I would do is, since I have a few Victorinoxes, I'd throw a Victorinox in there, multi-tool knife. I would put a multi-tool knife in here that has a little saw blade on it, so I could cut up maybe some small twigs and sticks to help me build a fire and stuff. And basically some combustion materials, because I would follow what they call the 5 C's of survival: cutting, cordage, cover, combustion, container. You know, the 5 C's. Look it up. There's tons of videos about the 5 C's. So I would use that as a reference guide to figure out, okay, what do I need? So what I would do is I would put one of those for signaling. You could use this also as a signaling device because it is shiny. You could try to use it to get somebody's attention. You could put a signaling mirror in here, a whistle, whatever. What I would do is, since I don't have much experience with a signal whistle, what I would do is I would put a signaling mirror, since I don't have much experience with a signaling mirror, I wouldn't add that. I would put basically a multi-tool whistle in here. I'd put one of those whistles that have like a little button compass on it, and a little thermometer, and a magnifier, because you can also use a magnifying glass to start a fire. So I get one of those little multi-whistle thingies and put it in here so I could call for help. One of those little small compact little Mylar blankets in here. I would get one of those that has orange on one side and then shiny on the other, some small cordage, and then again some fire stuff to build a fire, and maybe add some small little like fire tinder stuff. I know they make those little cotton balls that are covered in little cotton things that are covered in a wax and stuff that you can put in here to burn a long time. You know, some sort of small fire tinder, you know, and to help get a fire going and stuff. And that's what I put in here. And as far as like first aid, maybe a couple just basic band-aids, you know. I'm no expert on first aid stuff, so I would probably just put some basic band-aids in there. But yeah, that's what I would put in here to help me survive and stuff, you know. Again, small cover. And what I would do is get one of those orange Mylar blankets and use that as like a tarp for a shelter to shelter myself from the elements. I'd either make a A-frame shelter or some sort of lean-to with the Mylar blanket. Again, and then when I wasn't camping out at night sleeping, I'd also put maybe one of those small little like button flashlights, or maybe some small little flashlight. There's plenty of cheap ones out there you can get in there as well to see at night. But with the Mylar blanket, I get an orange one, so that way at night I could use it as a shelter. And then I could also wear it around me as a cape while I'm walking and trying to get people's attention and stuff if I was lost and stuff. That's what I do, one of those small, compact little Mylar blankets. You know, there's one on Amazon called Swiss. They make some that are pretty good and stuff. That's what I do. My first thought was on this when I saw it was using it as a small container to boil up water in an emergency situation. But now, obviously, if you're going to use this little container to put some like survival gear in, and you would obviously be, if you're smart, you would obviously have made this into a little mini survival kit and have it with you in your backpack. You know, maybe you'd have your backpack left at base camp. Maybe you just, you know, and you would bring this smaller kit along with you. Maybe you want to venture out or something. Even a small little fishing kit. I just thought of this. A small little fishing kit would do you some good in case you want to go down by a lake or stream and catch you some fish, and catch you a fish, and then maybe right at the lake there, the little stream or lake or whatever, and cook and have some fire tinder along with you, some fire stuff, and maybe cook a fire right at the lake there to cook up a fish or something, you know. That's what I do. But normally what you do with a little mini survival kit like this, you would have it in a bigger pack. You maybe leave your big pack at base camp, and then you'd venture over to the little creek to fetch you some water or whatever. But if you was to just have just this and you got lost out in the wilderness, I would make sure you put what you can to that you put stuff in there that you could use in a survival situation in order to survive. You don't want to put stuff in there that you don't know how to use it, because then obviously it's going to be useless. Make sure you put the stuff in there that you would trust and use in a survival situation. But yeah, that's what I would do with a little container like this. Again, and I'm just making this video for those of you who are stumbling out there, looking at, survival videos and survival stuff and come up with ideas, and, just, looking for new ideas and stuff. And so I'd recommend if you're out shopping for food or something, my advice would be is look at the containers that the food comes in. Some foods like this was just a little cake and it came in this little aluminum tin. But I would say look at what it is you're going to buy. Think about what you're buying, because a lot of food and stuff will come in like little metal trays and different things. Instead of throwing out that little metal tray, what I would suggest doing is maybe, washing it up really good and storing it in your cupboard, and it might come in handy someday when you might need a little tray with this. That's what I'm going to do with this, And so, yeah, I would say pay attention to what kind of containers your food is coming in, This would be perfect for cooking, baking, whatever, signaling, because it's shiny. You can use it to try to signal aircraft or signal for help if a search and rescue party is out there. You could use this as a little storage container in your pack to store some smaller items, so you can go and venture out, leave your main pack at what you establish as your base camp, go walk the perimeter. Use this to have a little kit to carry with you to walk around the perimeter and see what your surrounding is. Maybe you might set up base camp somewhere and walk around with this and then realize, oh, there's a road, I'm free, because obviously in an emergency situation, if you're lost out in the wilderness, you want to try to look for roads, trails, because obviously roads and trails will lead to other humans, and you run a better chance of getting found and surviving stuff. And so, yeah. And always remember, if you're out hiking in the woods, I would recommend, as far as clothing, get you some shirts that maybe have some button-up pockets on it, and pants that have multiple pockets, and store a bunch of stuff in your pants, and little small containers like these maybe have some gear in it as well, and carry this along with you, so that way if you accidentally lose your main pack, you still have some gear on you to survive and stuff. So that's what I would use this little container for. Mainly is I would just use it for cooking and some small survival gear and boiling up water. My first thoughts when I saw this was, hey, that little container would be neat for cooking food in, for boiling up water. That's what my first thought is. Oh, that would be perfect for a little container to go out in the wilderness and do some, and boil up some water and stuff. But definitely in a survival situation, make sure if you go out hiking somewhere, make sure you know your surroundings. Like a lot of campgrounds have maps. Some campgrounds have a little bulletin board, poster board with a map on it. My suggestion is, if they don't have an app and you have a phone with a camera on it, snap a picture of that map, so that way you can go on your phone if you got battery power, use the phone to find your way back. Or if you have cell service in the area, call a friend, call a park ranger or whatever, and say, hey, I'm lost, I need help, and so forth and so on, many things. And also, if you have cell phone service, also Google Maps or Apple's, whatever Apple has for map stuff would work as well. But I would suggest, in a survival situation, I thought for boiling water and stuff. But there you have it. That's what I would do with this little tin right here. I'll show you what it is. It's just a small little aluminum tin with a little plastic lid on it. Yeah, but it's a real small little tin, not very big, but you know, you could easily, again, boil water, cook food. I hope you found this video entertaining. I hope this was helpful for those of you who are doing research about survival and tips. You know, maybe you're a guy that's going with a group of friends hiking out in the wilderness, and you kind of stumble upon this video. I hope this gives you ideas and hope it helps you educate yourself to be a lot more safer when you're out in the woods hunting or hiking or whatever the case may be. You know, me personally, I enjoy going out in the woods from time to time, hiking and stuff, and putting my skills to the test and stuff. And when I able to do more of that stuff, maybe someday I can do some videos of that, of me out in the wilderness, showing off my skills and stuff when I have more funding to do that sort of thing and stuff, and have the time to do so. But as of right now, I have a busy schedule, so I can't get out in the wilderness and do that stuff like I used to do a lot. But hope you all have a good day. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this sort of content, please give this a thumbs up. Because I'd really appreciate it. Share this video with everyone you know. You know, share this. Let your friends know about me and stuff. Your friends, family member, whoever you know. Share this video with everyone you know. Comment below your thoughts. Was this a good video, bad video, whatever? You know, love hearing from you people and stuff. And I try to, in a timely manner, when I do so, I do try to respond back to people, whether it's just giving their comment a heart, you know, or maybe a thank you or something. I do try to respond back in a busy time. I'm a busy person, so sometimes I don't get right away to the comments and stuff. And then sometimes, because YouTube is funky like this, there's times where I don't even get notified that, hey, so-and-so commented on your videos, and sometimes I don't see the notification or realize you commented at all, because sometimes Google, YouTube acts up that way and stuff. So thank you for watching this video, and have a good day.